Time for Mr. Truck, reviewing the latest innovations for your truck and trailer.
Mr. Truck here in the Rocky Mountains with my grandkids. We're almost back to Blackhawk. We've been in the mountains all day climbing rocks and everything else. We're still just towing the Jeep for now till we get it running good. But the Pro4X with this 5.6 endurance V8, we've been climbing all over the place up here, pulling this 800-pound load. Beautiful up here, everything is green. And this 5.6 endurance V8 has 400 horsepower and 413 pound-feet of torque. And we're pulling 7,800 pounds, pulling the Jeep, and we actually unhooked the truck, took it up the mountains. It's up by, I think it's Rollins Pass where we went today. We unhooked the trailer and took this off-road truck, it's an off-road package, the Pro4X, and climbed the mountain, hit some rocks, had a lot of fun with it, and it was cool. And then we hooked back up, and now we're headed home. But reviewing the truck, how it handles on the road, on the highway, and fuel mileage that it's getting. And this one, you know, is pretty good on fuel, but you got to run premium to get the big power out of it, that 400 horsepower. That's one of the top ones in the half-ton class. And that's the standard engine. That's all you get is that. And that 9-speed automatic is standard. All you get is that engine and that 9-speed. So come join us for the review. Of course, you got the Pro4X package. You got off-road tires or an all-terrain tire. These are general grabbers, and they really grab. We went up some rocks, climbed through some mud puddles, and I thought they did fine. And of course, you love this skid plate on the front. Kind of reminds you of some of the Toyota products, but this is so cool. And those red hooks, the accents on this are just so good. There's just little red accents everywhere you look. I love them. I love them on the running boards, love them in the grill. You got the T-shaped lights front and back. But yeah. Who can beat all the red accents? This is cool. This Titan from Nissan. I can drop the tailgate and not hit my hitch. I always like that. What I want to show you too, getting ready for a trip with the ATVs, and I love this plug-in. And I'm going to show this plugged into my light that I use. This is cool. I like tailgate parties. There's my 110 flashlight charging on the outlet here, which is cool. I mean, great tie downs. I've always had that. Even like a first trick to do that, tie downs all the way on the floor and the walls and in the factory bed liner. First one that I remember having all that. And electronic stability control. They all have that now because an empty trailer can really fishtail on you. And electronic stability control brakes it to keep it going straight. They're fun. These Nissan trucks, they do break away a little on a fishtail. They're fun to do, but it's fun to do with the truck, just going around the track and sliding around the pylons. This is nice. Oh, this is cool. The back seat of my 150 just has one pocket. This has two pockets, that big one and a little one. So now I can put my Windex and stuff down here to clear our helmets off. We're out ATVing, pretty cool. Well, we made it up here to Moffett Tunnel. Actually, if you want to see the tunnel, trains go through there every so many hours. And that's it. And they got a big exhaust fans that go off. Let's see if I can zoom in on the name of it. There it is, Moffett Tunnel. It's still in use today. It's Titan, beautiful Titan. Red. And it's a Pro4X. And we're pulling my Jeep with it. It's not quite ready for the mountain. So we're going on the hook. And we've got this Geny hitch we use every week. It's an adjustable hitch, goes in the receiver, and we've got weight distributing hitch on it. Now Geny doesn't sell weight distributing hitches anymore. They can adapt to them, so you can add your weight distributing hitch to a Geny hitch with the right adapter. But we always use that, and that gives good swell weight control, and we've got excellent load balance where we're at right now. You can see, of course I'm backing uphill, but the trailer is level, and you can kind of see the truck is not set on level ground, but there's plenty of clearance under the back wheel, and a little more clearance under the front wheel, the way you set up a weight distributing hitch. But yes, Pro4X. And you got a little step here in the corner of the bumper that pops out. And then you can climb up in the back of the truck, which is always nice. Great cargo manager. We're going to lock the trailer down and take this truck up the hill.
If you have a short bed truck, you know it's not easy to hook up to a gooseneck. Pop-Up came out with these extensions from 9 inches to 16 inches to keep you from breaking out your back window when you're pulling a gooseneck trailer. And everybody uses a short bed. That's the most proper truck there is a crew cab short bed. So protect that window.
Or we can go with this Pro4X Titan. Whoa, there's a rock. Whoa. This is like by the Moffat Tunnels. I can't remember the name of this trail, about Rollins Pass or something. But we've got 8 minutes of video on the lead camera. See what we can discover. Is that red flashing light on the front? It's not. I'll put one of these other ones up there. Yeah, a lot of river running down the road, and there'll be snowbanks up further. That's always the thing we gotta watch for.
Look at that mini waterfall.
Thanks. Oh yeah, beautiful waterfall. Little ones coming through. I like those. I'm gonna stop. Okay. We're going up this hill. Did I tell you what trail this is? You just know the name of it, but it's an easy one to get to. You see cars and trucks all over this thing with the street tires. So I figured it'd be a good test for my Jeep since it's not quite ready for really tough trails. But we still got too many electrical things. It's overcharged and I don't get up here and burn a fuse and have to tow it down the hill. So the Jeep will have fun another day. But today is all about the Titan, the Pro4X off-road package with the Bilsteins, the skid plates, the all-terrain tires, the locker. It's got a locker. I'll show you where all those switches are. This pretty snazzy for this truck. It's got power tilt and telescope. And over here, cargo lamp. Of course, you turn on your 110 volt. Use that in the back. 400 watts, good. And then you got the place where you turn the headlights up and down if you got too big a load. Here's the locker. Here's hill descent. And this one's on the left side. And two-wheel drive. I mean, we're not slipping at all. At some point, we probably will put it in four-wheel drive. And that will be where it's a little steeper. Got plenty of rocks right now. It's a nice place to camp, Moffat Tunnel. The Amtrak comes buzzing by and big long tunnel, and when the train goes by, then the big fans kick in and blow the exhaust out of the tunnel, and it gets loud. We've camped right by the train tracks before. Ran that drone into the Moffat Tunnel. I mean, we almost ran the drone into the Moffat Tunnel. We wouldn't do something like that. But anyway, it wasn't me anyway. Somebody. See, look over the edge. Did you get your light off, Lily? I'm sorry, I forgot about your light. You may shut it off?
She wants it on.
Oh, you want it on? Okay, well, you're fine.
I can't look down. It's too scary.
Yeah, you can see the river. When you get down there, you'll see the river and the railroad tracks.
I don't want to look.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Well, you get up here a little further, we get a little better view. Now there's going to be trees in the way, but yeah, I'll show you when you should look. Can you see out your side, camera?
Flowers.
Yeah? Look at these darn rocks.
I don't know why I looked down that edge, but I
climbing over the rocks. You got quite a bit of clearance here. And it's got those nice heavy duty running boards, which I like. This Toyota. Yeah, your mom's driven the four-wheeler up here, side by side.
I wish you guys can feel it through the phone how bumpy it is.
Yeah, it's plenty bumpy. Mountain across the valley there. Yeah.
I can't look down. I just can't see.
When we turn around in camera, I get the view of the river and the railroad tracks. Look at all the beautiful flowers, yellow ones and the white ones. Mountain flowers are so cool this time of year.
I didn't bring my phone close to that.
Well, we're a long ways from the edge, and we'll just roll into a tree and get back out. A lot of rocks on your side, Ken. Cool rocks.
You said we were going to climb a mountain?
No, this is climbing the mountain on the road, on a trail. We're not ready to climb those rocks yet. We have to find us a nice hill to climb. We might try it, but get up your ways.
See that?
What's that?
See a railroad track.
Oh yeah, that is so cool. We'll wait till the railroad track and we'll be above the road.
I'm not looking down.
Okay.
Can we go? I want to go go through a puddle fast a little?
Well, it'll get my camera wet. Yeah, you want to see the splash?
Yeah, but it's waterproof though.
Yeah, but then I gotta go wipe it off.
Yeah, we can go through the car wash.
Oh, I see.
Can we go to a gift shop?
Well, we'll see. It's Sunday night, so not gonna be much open, honey. What did you want to get at the gift shop?
I just wanted to get like a tooth necklace or something.
Yeah. You have a tooth necklace somewhere, don't you? Shark or something?
Yeah, we lost it.
Oh, you lost it.
Yeah, we don't know where it is at all. Sissy. I did not lose it. It was you. It was
I put it inside the cabinet and then you cleaned out the cabinet. Well,
now we're getting a rough road.
so
very.
Boingy, boingy, boingy. It's about what this road mostly is, just a bunch of rough potholes and rocks.
Yeah, but it's cool.
Yeah, Geny Creek is really cool. It's too narrow for these bigger vehicles to go through. We go through with our ATVs, and it's got some really big rocks. You can climb right over them. It's fun, and you go through water when it's about to where your feet are on an ATV, and that's fun. Water crossings are fun.
very clear that you're not going down.
Yeah, Jeep, I may get a winch on them. Our ATVs is side by side. We have winch on 2 of them, which is really good when you're up in the mountains here, because in the spring you're going to have some trees go down, and then you use the winch to drag the tree out, or you get your tree saw out and cut it up so you can get through.
Green color.
Some trails you do that all day long, chopping up trees to get them out of the way. Other trails they stay okay, but you know, you're on your side of a mountain. I can't get enough speed there, honey. Too rocky. But when you're on rocks, the trees don't get real deep roots. You know, tap root's not very deep. You're going into rock, so certain areas you have trees go down constantly. Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't go any faster to that puddle.
Yeah.
Of course, over here's your 4-wheel drive knob right below your push button start. And then you have some 2-wheel drive. We haven't needed that. We may go into 4-low at some point. But we're doing fine. Run around off-road here. When I hook up to the trailer, I'll show you this Tucson tire pressure monitor. It's so awesome. Like the dash layout. Plenty of charging ports. There's the trailer brake controller, which is very good. I got it set at 5.5 for this 7,800-pound trailer. You got traction control. You got heated steering wheel. You got that alarm for anything that's coming near you. Front and rear windshield, front and rear defroster. All the modes. A fan button. Turn this on a couple times here. See what the screen looks like. But the console is very cool. Cup holders lift out. It's pretty deep. I got it full of junk, of course. I don't know. This is kind of like Dodge right here. You put something in and it drops down, and you got to take the cup holder to reach it. I'm not sure wild about that. But it's got the Fender stereos. Yeah, there's that dash. Gives you all those options. I was doing something in here with the buttons. Let's see where we can go. There's a fuel mileage I'm getting right now. 16.4 with the trailer. And
Did it.
there's some of that. There's a few gauges extra. And there's the off-road gauge. We'll leave that on so we can see where we're headed. And yeah, a lot of things to look at here. Let's get back to that off. There's a compass. And we'll leave it on the off-road so we can see what degree of angle we're climbing up and down. That's pretty cool. Could have used that on some of these switchbacks we were on with the trailer. So you can see how fuzzy that camera is. That's what I forgot. You come down the mountain and turn on the front camera. I was going to do that. That would have been cool to see.
And go.
Hold on, honey. Hold on my camera. Okay, let me hit the camera button again. Get that big picture. There it is. Yeah, see me backing up to it. And I got to pull some hitches off of here. Cool, look at that. There's the forward camera. Really like that. Everybody should have a forward camera, and we'll be able to use that coming down the hill. And there's a little bit of more of a side view. But yeah, that's cool. I like the big camera right there. But in reverse, of course, now you got that camera. And that's also got the side view, which you're back in near a building or something. And then you get the full view, which I like. Kind of can see just the hitch. There's a 360. But yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I just gauged this front camera. It shut off right at 5 miles an hour. Yeah, that's cool. You're climbing rocks. You're not flying across them. Well, you are in some vehicles, but not normally. I don't rock climb fast. I rock climb slow. I don't trail ride horses fast. I trail ride slow. That's just me. I'm not sand racing. I'm on rocks. That's cool. Look at that. I put the locker in. I put it in 4 low. So let's see. Then you got to push in on it to get it out of that. Push in to get it to 4 high. Too cool. Look at that mega mirror, mega moonroof. Whoa! We're up here in the mountains where you can look up through there and see the trees and the mountains and the wildlife. That is too cool. Let's see. There it comes back. Oh, wow. There, I got that open. Get some fresh air in here. Okay. There is the tire pressure control monitor. That is so cool. Yeah, there's voltage and 12.1, and there's air pressure. Yeah, right close to 100. It's right where I wanted it for this trip. And then there's the temperature, so we know we don't have a burnt up bearing or a brake. That's awesome. And that is all in that little monitor that plugs into your 12 volt. And it's got a shut off on it too. And then the sensors are in the tires, repeaters in the tongue that transfers the signal. Eddie, there's coming back down the hill, 16.2 miles to the gallon. That's 7,800 pounds. We use fuel going up, we're using less fuel going down, but it wasn't much different. About 13 on the way up with the load. So that's nothing wrong with that. So there it is, proof that this is a 9-speed. I'm using manual shifting. I got it to 9 speeds. Here's today's project. 4 tires for the Jeep. Now these are 33 by 10.5 by 15s. So I got 33s. I had 31s on it right now. We're going to put these puppies on here. Fit nicely in the back of this Titan. Titan's one of the first trucks to have these tie downs and the factory bed liner. Gorgeous truck. Well, hey boys and girls. We are going up the hills in this Nissan Titan 2020 Pro4X. It's a beautiful truck. It's got all the red accents. It's red, of course. It's got the red accents. Gorgeous. And we're pulling my new red Jeep. I guess it's an 87, though. And according to the VIN number, it's called a AMC Laredo, which I think, I don't know if that turned into a Wrangler, if there were Wranglers before that, but you know, it looks like a Wrangler. And we loaded that on here. We were trying to get it ready so we could actually, me and the grandkids could seatbelt ourselves in just like you would on a side-by-side and climb these hills a little bit, but it's got a few more things to it. You get older Jeeps, they're kind of like Frankensteins. They have, each person that owned it did their own thing to it. So this has a different engine, and ooh, we're going through a tunnel. Cool. I don't know if you can see me inside the tunnel. There's like 3 tunnels in a row here. So I mean, you got enough light you can see me, but yeah, we just went through the first tunnel. There's 3 of them. We're on our way to Blackhawk, the trail there, with this Nissan Pro4X. It's got skid plates, Bilstein shocks, the all-terrain tires, and locking rear end. So we can do a lot with this truck. Anyway, we got the grandkids. We were gonna try out the Jeep, but we got a few more wiring issues. I mean, I just bought it a week ago or so, and it's like anything you buy used. This is an 87, and I call the Project Jeep, but that thing's done to it, the Frankenstein, because this is an 87 with a 96 Cherokee 4-liter. It had originally a 4.2, and it had originally a Peugeot transmission. Of course, they got rid of that. So we got a new clutch, bell housing, and transmission remanufactured. Okay. So the Jeep, you know, so that's what you get. So I call them Frankensteins. They got all these different parts. and the guy that bought it from me did a bunch of work on it. And you got old wiring harnesses and new wiring harnesses all kind of intermingled. And went from a carburetor to a fuel injection, which I like. We finally got the engine to smooth out, and we ended up, couldn't figure out if the alternator had a regulator in it or if the CPU, the computer, had a regulator, but nothing was regulating electricity, so we did an external regulator, and we got it to come down from 17 volts to 14 to 15 with that aftermarket regulator. And I ordered a specialty one with a harness we're going to put on, because I think we burned up the first one, but because it was shooting back up again, so we're using the headlights and all the lights to try to control the voltage on it. And when I wrapped it up too much, it blew a fuse on the fan. It's got an electric fan that never shuts off. So the guy never did get that switch all figured out. So later this week, we're going to work on the wiring harness and try to regulate the fan so we can shut it off, at least with the switch. We had it off and on that way, but the other things didn't work. So we were really close to having the wiring fixed on it. The alternator tested out perfect. We thought that was it. That would have been an easy fix. But it matches good to this red Titan. Got a red Wrangler and a red Titan. Pulling with this low trail 22-foot tilt trailer, my car trailer. And we are right around 7,800 pounds. The Jeep and the trailer. So that's what we're doing. And we're doing fine towing this. Now coming down the hill, we just got off I-70. I don't think it grade shifted as much. This is that new 9-speed, and I expect a lot out of this 9-speed as far as grade shifting. And I didn't notice a lot of grade shifting. We'd like to stay right around 3,000 RPM, so we're going to do some more testing on this, see if we can dial it in to hold these gears going downhill. But it's comfortable. I got 3 of my grandkids with me, and we're all seat belted in. And this is a pretty loaded vehicle. I'll read off the stuff that it's all on it, because it is. It's a $70,000 truck. But it's got a better axle ratio than they used to have, which I appreciate. I'll tell you that here in a little bit. So when this first came out, this is probably the 3rd edition out now. But they had the first big Titan came out. I drove those, and they were kicking a butt. It's got the first ones to have a bed liner from the factory. The first ones to have all those cargo management hooks in the bed. First one to have the electronic stability control. And all has that. Now they got electronic, it's got the cruise control that's automatic. And I'll look the name up for that from Nissan. But it's got the cool features, and it's really got that look. They've got the Titan name embossed and built into the running board. Good looking running board. And they made the headlights, taillights kind of like a half a T. So there's a lot to be said about this truck. It's the short bed crew cab, so it's like a 5.5-foot bed. And the mirrors are decent. They got spotters on both sides, which I like. They're not the toy mirrors, and you can get them from Titan. I like their toy mirrors. It's the same company makes 4 toy mirrors. But this one, I get what they send me, and this one doesn't have the toy mirrors, but these are good mirrors. With the spotter on each one of them, I can do well with a trailer on this. I can appreciate these mirrors. Well, I'm a pretty steep part of the mountain. I don't know if we're 8% or what we are, but I'm only going about, 28 miles an hour in tow haul mode, and running, 16 to 17 RPMs. I would think the RPMs would kick in by now in tow haul mode. Quite the climb, but this is not fast by any means. There's 30 mile an hour speed limit, and I have no idea why we are going this slow. I may have to manually shift this. There we go. I got it to first, and that shot up to 4,500. Now go to second and third. My goodness. Well, that's not good that I could not let the automatic pull me out of that hole there. We're just climbing a hill. Wow. I didn't expect that. And this is 5.6 V8. That hill back there actually had to shift it down to first. And then went right second, third, fourth, and then it did fine. But that's weird. In tow haul mode, it should have kicked down by itself. So I don't know if I should have pumped it or what, but it kind of surprised me. We're all pulling 7,800 pounds, 7,800, the Jeep and the trailer, and why it acted like that. And this has got what they call a towing axle ratio. I'll look it up. I think it's like a 365 or something. they used to be in the 2s, and they would try to tell you on a 5-speed that first and second real low. Well, that didn't really equate to a 410 like they used to tell us. But this one, I don't know, it's actually like a 365. I'll look it up and tell you the exact number. But with a 9-speed, your gears are closer together. It should have reacted better than that. I don't know what that is. But anyway, manually shifting, which a lot of people would do, but I was just trying to see what the truck itself would do. I was kind of surprised. So let me get it back out of manual. Now let's see if I can get it to react better. See, now there we got some power. 4,200 RPM. We're getting up closer to 50 miles an hour. It's not quite as steep as that first run up out of Blackhawk there, though. But I guess that's what I'll do next time. Instead of down or grade shift or manually shifting, I'll just try to pump it, see if that'll kick it down. So it does in some cases. Now here's a pretty good steep run right here. So let me try this. We're staying about 3,000, so there's nothing wrong with that. About 46 miles an hour. This looks like about a 7% grade. We're on secondary highways. I think this is highway, Highway 6. I think it's Colorado 6. Maybe it's US Highway 6. Okay, I'm trying to pump it there. I did. I pumped it and it did downshift. I really want this 9-speed to do a little better. That got me up to 4,000 RPM, which is fine. Did that by pumping the gas one time to force it down. Staying around 4,000 RPM. We're just about to crest. Oh, we're on Highway 119. Going through the mountains. In tow haul mode and see if the gray shift's coming down. 2,000 RPM. Let's see, let me brake it once, see what that does. There, it downshifted once. Jumped from 2,000 to about 2,600 RPM. And it upshifted again, up to almost 3,000. And that it did on its own. I didn't touch the brake or none of that. Curve coming up, I'm going to have to hit the brakes, see what it does. It's pretty good switchbacks up through here. And up 55 miles an hour, we're pulling down again. There we go. I braked it and it jumped right up to 3,000 RPM, which is good. Just go back to manually shift it and see what happens. There we go. Got down to 3rd and it pulled it right back. That looks like a good speed, but this is a 9-speed. I should be able to stay in 4th right through here and still have enough RPMs to hold me back with tow haul mode. Getting up to 33. There, and drop down to 26. We're in 4th gear. This is good. At least in this system, I can tell what gear I'm in. Maybe that's the highest gear I've got it set at, where it won't go past 4th. Let me hit 5th. See what it does. Gosh, this is a 35-mile-an-hour corner. I know if I hit 3rd, there we go. 3rd's that magic number in a lot of transmissions, where it doesn't really want to shift down below that at highway speeds. We're only going 40 miles an hour. So that's manageable. Look at the lakes out there, kids. Well, spent a few days driving this Nissan Titan Pro4X. I love this. But it's a great look, the way the accents are. This is the red stitching, the red tow hooks, the red paint inside the running board. It shows you Titan. It's just a good looking truck. And with the Endurance 5.6 V8, of course the 9-speed automatic, that's new for this year, 2020. 400 horsepower with 413 pound-feet of torque. That's the thing about the horsepower. You got to use premium to get the 400. So right now that's the highest standard engine in the half-ton class. But same thing with 6.2 with General Motors and the 3.5 EcoBoost with Ford. To get the maximum out of those engines, you got to use premium. Like mine, the owner's manual, my 150 EcoBoost says, if it's hot out, you're towing trailers, you got to use premium. Well, extra fuel. Of course, you get a little better fuel mileage on premium, a little more power. So I don't know. I mean, I hate buying expensive gas, but that's part of it, I guess. Anyway, yeah, these guys, first ones, they had that sprayed-in factory bed liner, cargo management, and the not traction control, the electronic stability control. Very fast on the shifter, the movement of it. You mean it's not like it catches like my truck catches. This one's, you can overshift it if you're not careful. 26-gallon fuel tank. Of course, this is a 369 axle. I can never remember that. 369, which is really good. The old one was a 2.937. They tried to tell us that first and second, the way they were geared down, equal to 410. That was a bunch of malarkey. I don't know why they thought we were going to believe that malarkey, but they fed us that. But now it's a 369, so it's actually a good trailer and axle. This one can tow 9240 from what I've looked up, and about a 1,200 pound payload. Actually, I should look up the payload in the door, right? It says 1260. The door says 1267 on payload, and what I looked up was 1200, so that's pretty close. So I better write this down. The EPA on this is 23 on the highway, 15 in the city, 17 combined. And for some reasons it doesn't have the crash ratings on here. That's kind of weird. MSRP on it, I kept thinking it was higher than that, but it's 60,180. 60,180. That's about, I've seen some Platinums and some other ones get up to 70,000. But of course it's a crew cab, short bed, shift on the fly, active brake, limited slip, hill start, hill descent, electronic locker. That was pretty good. I like the electronic lockers. I'm going to try to get something like that for my Jeep. It's got all the safety stuff, lane departure, the rear, the automatic braking, high beam assist. How do you assist high beam? It's either on or off. Okay, intelligent forwarded collision warning. This is all that new safety stuff. They've all got them. Vehicle dynamic control. 9-inch screen. That's really good. Touch screen. And the rear seat storage. That's what I don't really like about this, and I've showed you pictures of that. That rear seat storage is nice. You open up the seat, and you can pull that like a table, which gives you a nice big flat surface if you're going to haul flat screens or something. But when you fold it all up and put it under the seat, you have no storage under the seat. It takes all your storage under the seat, which to me seems like kind of bizarre, but that's how they designed it. And a lot of Rams are like that. But I went to the store, I throw a bunch of crap under my seat in my trucks. Lots of outlets, a lot of places to charge. Probably like 6 of them. Looks like all the normal stuff there. 6 speaker, they'll talk about Pro4 badging. LED lights all over the place. Intelligent door handle request switch. I guess that means you push a button and unlocks the door. Cab mounted cargo bed lamp. It's a class 4 receiver hitch. Skid plates on an oil pan, fuel tank, transfer case, and lower radiator. It's pretty common. Rain sensing wipers, I like that. But you get a lot of stuff for that 60,000. The Pro4X utility package is $2,190, $2,190. It's front and rear parking sensors, all those tight ends, a Unitrack system, the 110 outlet back there in a bed. Under the rail, tailgate illumination, power slide rear window and defrost, Defender premium audio with 10 speakers, electronic locking tailgate, trailer brake controller, cargo lamp, rear utility bed step. Yeah, that corner bed step back there. We've seen that. And that's what you get for the utility package. Now, the Pro4X convenience package, which is $3,390, is the 4-way passenger seat. So now you got power on both sides. All that Pro4X stitching, the leather seats, the auto entry, exit driver's seat, heated steering wheel, power telescope, tilt, memory function on the steering wheel, driver's seat and outside mirrors, remote engine start, auto dimming, reverse tilt auto. I don't hate that reverse tilt auto. I hate that. When you back up, you always see the ground. But I suppose I need to figure out how to shut it off. There's a way to shut it off. Trailer light function check. They're one of the first ones to do that, to be able to walk through the trailer with the thing and check your lights in your trailer. That was so cool. Now I think Ford has, a few others have it, but I think Nissan was the first one to have that. Now the next Pro 4X, just 3 Pro 4X, oh yeah, at least 3 Pro 4X packages. The moonroof package is $14.90, and it does all. It's a really nice big moonroof. Then the protection package is $3.90. Off-road adventure kit, adventure medic kit. I wonder where that is. Adventure medic kit. The Pro 4X mud flaps is the next one up. That's $285. I love them. They're big rubber floor mats. That's all what I get in every truck I get. And it's got the rugged step boards. Now the 4X mud flaps are different than what the rubber package inside is. That's the all-season floor mats. That's the rubber mats. When we're talking about mud flaps, they are mud flaps on the tire. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta do a little bit of speaking here. Okay, still trying to test out the grade shifting on this. Endurance 5.6 with a 9-speed automatic. And I'm going down 7% grade outside of Central City. And it still gains speed. I got tow haul mode on and it keeps gaining speed. So I'm going to apply the brakes. Of course, it's right close to 3,000. Not enough room for it to downshift. But you would think the downshift a little. Sorry. 40 miles an hour. There's a bunch of that. There's 7 and 8% grades. Lily, please, quiet for just a second. There is 7 and 8% grades on this road. And a lot of switchbacks. So it's a good test for these trailers. And right now, I may try to downshift on this puppy because it's holding about 28 and about to level out. So I'm going to see what it does on 8%. If I don't like what it does, I'm going to manually shift it. See how it does. Look at that rock all by itself. Well, okay, we're 2,100 RPM. We're about level. Getting close to an 8% grade. Okay, Lily, give me a little bit of time, please, so I can talk.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, going downhill. Very little pickup. That's good. That's quite a drop. Level we are dropping, but I don't know how much. But we only gained a couple hundred RPM. This is a little tight of a curve, so I'm going to hit the brakes. And grade shifted there, jumped up to 25, about 21. Usually these engines like to jump about 500 RPMs. Zoom, zoom. Okay, here we go. Here's 8%. 8% grade, and it's on a curve, of course. Let's see, 3,000 RPM. Let's see if it decides with tow haul mode to grade shift itself. It's got enough room for one more shift, but it's not going to do it. No, it's getting up 3,600 RPM and too fast. We're still coming down, so I'm going to push on the brake. And since I don't know what gear it's in, I'm going to start shooting down. She's now in 4th gear. Let's see if it hangs on to me in 4th. I know 3rd will upshift, and if it can, and usually you hardly get a truck with this many gears to go into 2nd, especially at first. 3,000 RPM, 45 miles an hour, and we're leveling out again. In 4th gear. You know, when I was selling trucks, you couldn't even sell or give an automatic to a mountain man or a mountain woman that lived in the hills in 12% grades, because they knew they needed gears to downshift. I like that about my Honda side-by-side, is it's all gears, 5 gears, and my ATVs. I like that much better than CVT belt with CVE, constant velocity transmission. But gears are important, but then now they've got lock-up torque converters that lock up just about every gear, but maybe not first. And they have tow haul mode. They have algorithms that know when to shift, and they do usually a pretty good job if they're calibrated properly, holding those RPMs when it's in tow haul mode. They should have a whole different algorithm than they do when they're not in tow haul mode. 7% grade. Okay, let me see what happens. 40 miles an hour, 2,600 RPM. fourth gear. Let's see if it wraps up too much. 3,200 RPM. You can hear the engine. Now I know I can't shift to third, and it would probably redline it. And it may force me to shift to fifth. I mean, it's in fourth. See how it holds. 4,000 RPM is still reasonable. A lot of trucks, that's where they hold it. So we're using the RPMs, the engine. Now we're going to an 8% grade. Let's see if 4,000 holds it. In fourth gear, I may have to hit fifth. I don't want to get wide open, so I'm going to apply the brakes. Fourth gear. So fourth gear was manageable there. I can play with the RPMs and use the brake. Just these are short curves, so you don't have a whole lot of time to do much playing. And this one, I think this curve, as I recall, goes into an 8% grade. A tight curve. And yes, you got to switch back, so you got to go back the other way. But that's the key to a lot of this stuff. I mean, I know TFL, all those things we do, we don't like to grade shift. We like to let the transmission grade shift, and we don't do it manually. But here we go, 8% grade after this curve. I'm using the brake to keep it around 3,000 RPM, but you don't want to, run out of brake either. So you can't keep braking it. That's why you depend on grade shifting. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to downshift to third. That picked me right up to about 3,700 RPM, which is totally manageable. Just see how far that goes in third. We're over 4,000 RPM. And see, that's not hurting the engine. I'm going to shoot the fifth, just so that I'm pulling it at the bottom. So, if you worry about these things coming down these hills, grade shift it with the manual override. Use the manual and still keep it in tow haul mode, but shift it manually. See how that works out for you.